This is a video about how to protect, and I have some notes. So I, have several techniques that I've learned during my, awakening journey. We will start with, one of the easiest things is, which is calling in the archangels, and asking them to put a protective bubble around you. So I'm actually going to do that so we can have, the experience of, you know, how I do it. I just kind of center my energy and I bring my hand to my heart and I call in Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, I ask that you put a protective bubble around me and around anybody that is watching this video against all time and space. Allow them to feel the comfort of your energy surrounding them and protecting them. Thank you. And so it is. And it's literally that easy as just, just making the statement of, protecting your energy. Um, so you had me mark everything. So we're going to kind of mark things off as we go. So I make sure we hit everything. But that's one of the simplest ways to kind of, protect your energy. Ask for protection. Know that you're always protected. Source is another, great, you can call in source and, ask, have that intention. I ask source, to surround me and protect me with your loving, arms and intentions and, clear my space. That's another thing that we'll get to, clearing the space and how to do that as well. Some of the other things I use are, I sage a lot, and you can use Palo Santo, and smudge, your areas. You can, Dave likes to go to each corner of the house and do that. I smudge my cards when I use them. And just if I'm feeling negative energy around me, I smudge myself. So that's a really good way if you're feeling, that there's some negative energy around you, just smudge. That protects your space, and will clear out any of that energy. Another way to protect yourself is with crystals. We like black tourmaline. Dave has them in different locations around, our home and yard. I use black kyanite, really frequently. I, keep that, on my person. Normally it's on my desk. It's in my office. And I really like the black kyanite. It definitely helps like keep a little protective barrier, I feel, around me. Also obsidian, and pyrite. In the corner in our bedroom, we have, a piece of pyrite, in there, and some clear quartz. And Dave wears a hematite bracelet to, keep negative energy away from him. And so you told me to add my angel aura. I love my angel aura rock. Here, she told me to pull it out, because, honestly, it's not necessarily normally a, considered a protection stone, but it's my happy rock. So, it's clear quartz, coated with, I believe Dave said, some kind of titanium, but it just has, like, I feel like a magical power to it, that really protects my energy. Normally, I have my bracelets on, and I have a bracelet of the angel aura. I find it to be, a very powerful stone. To not only it, I feel like, because it's the clear quartz, it does help ward off the negative energy, but it also brings you the happiness. And when you're in that positive, happy energy, that negative energy will just deflect off of you. Just know. So some of the other things that I've used in the past to help protect my energy is, you can put salt on your window seals and in your, just like along your window seal, and in your doorways over your thresholds. That just kind of blocks that energy. Just this is just some sea salt, and that's a really good thing. Like I said, to sprinkle around your window seals. You can also use lemons. Dave and I, place lemons throughout the house. They draw, energy. When they start getting black spots on them, it means they're absorbing any kind of negative energy. You can use them for cleaning, but I would definitely not consume them. Another thing that we've been talking about trying is where you cut the lemon open and you sprinkle the sea salt on it and put it under your bed. So if you're having a lot of bad dreams or any problems sleeping, try to cut the lemon open and sprinkle the sea salt on it. And it's supposed to pull that negative energy, so it doesn't interfere with your sleeping. So those are great tips. Fresh flowers are always a great way to protect your energy. It brings a little bit of the outdoors, indoors, the elementals are great for protecting your energy. So the flowers are a really great, Dave's really good about keeping me fresh flowers. He went recently and cut the rest of the ones we had in the backyard before we got our first frost. So those you wouldn't necessarily think the fresh flowers will help the energy, but it just brings a different sort of vibration to your space, and that does protect your energy. Another thing you can do is meditation. Honestly, you can meditate. You can call in the ascended masters. I called in Archangel Michael to begin with, but you can call in any of the other archangels as well to help. Just depending on what. Sometimes I will call in Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Sandoval, and Archangel Metatron, and ask them to place a protective grid around me if I'm feeling any very vulnerable position. That's what I do. I call all of them in, and don't feel that you can't, and ask them to, form a protective grid around you, because that it's so powerful to do that, to put yourself in that protective bubble, go into a nice meditation, get in a really calm state, and ask for that assistance. So he's telling me to check my list. Another way you can really protect your energy is when in your relationships, make sure you're setting boundaries. Make sure there's reciprocity. If you are giving more to the relationship than the other person, they're normally an energy vampire, and that's not in the long run gonna benefit you. So you have to, sometimes it's very hard to set those boundaries, but honestly, having reciprocity in your relationships is really, really important. For your energy, you have to equal give and take. You can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're not getting back from that person and you keep giving and giving and giving, eventually, there's going to, come a time where that's going to be a problem for you. And normally when we're that way, we have that pattern with multiple people. So try to setting, if you're not very good at boundaries, try just setting a small boundary. You would be surprised at how much that will protect your energy. And a really easy way to do, a small boundary is when you go to around somebody that's in a negative energy. Excuse me. Dave and I have what's called the dip in and dip out method. If we're going around, somewhere that's not the greatest energy that we think, we, make sure we, protect our energy right before we walk into that situation, put ourselves in that energy bubble. And then we dip in and dip out. We get in, we do whatever we need to do, and we get out. Do not linger in a negative environment that just is going to let more of that just attach to you. So if you're around somebody that's being really negative to you, just say, oh, I have to go do something. And you know what you have to do? Go meditate, go clear your energy. So you do have to go do something. You have to save your energy and preserve it for when you really need it. So he feels those are, all really important ways to, make sure you're protecting your energy. Some ways you can clear your energy. We use the singing bowl. I know Dave told me that the microphone that I have has noise canceling, so you can't always hear it. But like dinging the bowl, like that vibration resonates through the room. So you can, clear it that way. When I'm in a negative vibration, that's what I do. I literally will get my bowl and I will start with, start at my base chakra and work my way up and clear my personal energy. It goes in, the Kundalini snakes up, and the female chakra goes counterclockwise, your root chakra to start with. So normally I start with my root and then I move up and I go all the way up and then I bring my energy back down. And that is a form of my meditation, but that is to clear my energy. I do that normally every day. If I don't do it with the bowl, I just energetically open and activate and align my chakras as a way. Dave has some angelic tuning forks that work really well. So and then you can go up and you can hear like if any of the chakras are blocked, and then you can do some work on, tapping it a few times and clearing that energy with the tuning forks. Dave loves that modality. Another really easy way to clear your space and your own personal energy is just by clapping. Like literally, it changes your vibration. It will raise your vibration. It will raise the vibration of your environment. And something else, if you've been somewhere where it's a really negative environment, I know this sounds silly, but go wash your feet. Go, hop in the bathtub and just wash your feet. Seriously, it does make a difference. That's one of the things I've learned. All of these are different things I've learned. You can verbally also, if you feel like there's negative energy, like earlier, Dave's like, oh, I said something. I called him into the room because I was working on my list and I was asking him for his input. And he said, oh, like the little spot of dark energy up there. And I said, so I cleared the space, and this is how I clear the space. I start with asking the energy to leave first. And I say, I ask any energy that's not here for my highest and my greatest good to leave. And then I give it a second and I give it the opportunity to leave on its own. And then I call in Source and I say, Source, I would like you to clear my space. I ask that you release and transmute any negative energy that's not here for my highest and my greatest good. And I ask that that be transmuted and returned to the universe as light and love. And then I can literally feel the difference in my space by verbally clearing the space. You can, when you're doing that protective bubble around you, you can, do it around your person, your family, your home, and as you, are in a happier vibration, just know that that negative stuff has to stay away. It can't come towards you as easily. So honestly, like smelling the flowers and working, on the meditation and that kind of stuff, and really working towards raising your vibration really honestly will make that negative stuff kind of dissipate a little bit. And if you feel like somebody's, saying something trying to trigger you or activate you, it's because they're just trying to feed on your energy. So honestly, if somebody says something, immediately just don't be reactive. Sometimes just take some time, before you react. Don't fly off the handle, because that's what they expect. And a lot of times people are just trying to get that energy from you. There are lots of energy vampires out there. Some people are doing it even unknowingly. Another way you can clear your energy is the solfeggio tones. You can listen to, for if you need, a certain area you feel clear, or you can, there's many for like the, your household clearing or whatever you feel like you need, your, to have your aura cleaned, or whatever you feel like you need. There's different tones for different parts of the body. And also, Celia wants me to address, if you feel like you're being attacked by, black magic, there's light magic. So, there's the light. So there's duality here. So there's the dark. So if you feel like you're being attacked by dark magic, voodoo, what hexes or anything of that sort. I personally went through a little of that experience where I believe that was happening to me in 2016. And I found some things on YouTube that I found that really helped to, clear my space. So if you feel that is, your particular situation, you know, put that in your search bar on YouTube and find, I listened to some clearing things and that really, you know, I had to find the one that resonated with me. So I'm inviting you to do the same. If you feel like you're being attacked by, any kind of, dark magic. And let me make sure. Oh, and Celia says another way to really, protect and to clear your space is to clean your space. Make sure there's not any clutter. Because sometimes where there's clutter, that energy from, kind of likes to hang around in clutter. So Celia's about, keeping everything clean and, put up. So I invite you, if you feeling like, there's a lot of energy in your house after you cleared, even that you feel is maybe sticking around a little, move your furniture around a little, change some things around, make sure, there's no clutter around. All of those things have helped me in the past. So these are literally just the tips and tricks that I've learned on my path. So we are sharing with everyone. But honestly, the protective bubble is my intention all the time. We have the protective bubble when we drive. So when we drive, there's like a little bubble space around us, which is really good. So just know that you can put that protective bubble around you. And you will feel the difference. Literally go into your heart space and call the archangels in and ask them to help you. Um, so I hope all of this helps. I will be doing some other videos like this that are just a little informative, on some things that I've learned. I hope this helps.